It all started on Downey Street. Here you see the home where Herbert Hoover was born. It's a tiny little something. And if you look down, it's a little brown shed. Well, it really isn't a shed, it's a place where people shoe their horses. It's the ironworks, whatever they call it. And it's really something else. And down on this block, you have a house where a single woman bought property back in the 1800s and kept it for a few years after she had the land and built a house. And then she lost it to foreclosure, which is something that was amazing for single women in that day. Down on the end, you see a house where one of his friends lived, and he became one of his agents back in the day. And the second middle house is where his doctor lived for years until he turned 91. He lived a long life. And if you look around, you see so much. And this whole area is indicative of where it looked like when he was growing up. He lived in this area until he was 9 years old. And he had to leave when his parents passed. And I'll give you a quick peek at what the house looks like when he was here. So you get to see the living room with a bed for a child. And then this is what the living space looks like. That's the dining room table and a small sideboard. And here is a parent's room. You had a bed for the middle child and a bed for the baby. And this is what the room consisted of. And even with all that in there, and this is a really tiny house, because that door right there is going to the kitchen part, which is on the other side. And this is the bedroom for the oldest child. Sorry for the noise. And you go out this door, which is the back door. You step down, and right there is the cellar. And that was really great for storing vegetables. And you see an old-fashioned pump there. And you see the smithy shop across the way, which one of his uncles had. And right here is the kitchen. This was the 1800s, y'all. And that's what we get when we live in that day and age. And one other stop we're going to make is to the outhouse. The outhouse is not unlocked, so you can't see inside. And the white building back in the back there is the school. It's not known if Hoover went to this school or not. He started school at 5 years old, but he didn't complete his schooling here. He completed his schooling when he moved to Oregon, to the Quaker colony, to live with his aunt and uncle. And that was done because he lost his parents. And when he lost his parents, that meant that someone else had to take care of him. And with that happening, it meant that he no longer could stay here in this area. So, for a little quick peek at the school, this is the basin where they would get the dipper and drink water, or either they can take a dipper and put some water in the side pan and clean up after going outside to play. And on that table you see the dipper, the soap dish, the wash pan, and the water bucket. And that little blue piece of material on the table is a head wrap or bonnet or whatever you want to call it. And this is where the kids hung their coats when they came into school. And this is the classroom. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm new at this, so have a great day.